welcome and thank you for giving us the opportunity to talk briefly about a new meeting we're organizing this year. So, a new conference that will take place in November in Tarragona, and it's called AHEAD, which is an acronym for Advances in Human Evolution, Adaptation and Diversity, but we will explain that it goes beyond the topic of human evolution, and we try to also address some issues in academia. So if you scroll down, please, a little bit, this is the homepage. We're very proud of the logo that Alessio made. We try to represent different types of career that you can have within the archaeology and paleoanthropology field. So we have someone digging, someone looking at microscopes, someone teaching, and someone looking at computers and doing statistics and so on. So we try to represent diversity within our field. If you scroll down, please, a little bit. So the abstract submission will be open from the 30th of April until the end of June. So we're kind of hoping that you can spread the word and invite your colleagues and peers to submit an abstract. The idea behind AHEAD is dedicated to early career researchers and hoping to create a network of early career researchers, master students, and PhD to talk a little bit more, not only about scientific topics, but also about some issues that we're facing in academia related to several topics such as mentoring or such as representation in academia, the gender dimension of academia, and transferable skills that you can apply to other fields tangent to academia. And so we will do so by alternating some podium oral sessions to specific seminars that will tackle these kind of social issues that we are facing in academia. So we're hoping that this is a new space, not only dedicated to scientific progress, but also to a space dedicated to explore some of the problematics we're having in our field at the moment. So I'm going to talk about the organizing institutions and the people and the foundations and organizations that have helped us in the project and had financed the project. So of course we have IPHES sustaining us and the Maria de Maestro funding. We also had a significant funding from the Bennett Grant Foundation. So we did an application and we were successful. So that was great. And we have the Ayuntamiento di Tarragona, which is helping us a lot, both with the location and with some of the funding for the conference. So with a combination of different institutions coming together and helping us realize this conference. If you scroll down a little bit, we have the support and the sponsorship of Transmitting Science. So they will offer some prizes, but also Soledad, which is the head of Transmitting Science, is one of the people organizing one of the seminars. So we have them as support and as support network for the conference. So the organizing committee is composed of myself, Costantino Buzzi, Alessio Veneziano, Antonietta Del Bove, who are here at the moment, and then we have Mika, who is digging at the moment, and then we have Carlos and Marina sitting here today. We also have a group of chairs that will help us in selecting the abstracts and in presenting and helping facilitate the podium sessions, and these are Carlotta Zeppilli, Vanessa Villalba Muco, Anna Brignosa, and Aitor Burget Coca. Sorry for my pronunciation. I want to talk a little bit about who can apply to the conference. So as I said, we mostly invite early career students and researchers to present, but of course, if you are an established professor, you're more than welcome to come and attend and enjoy the conference. We have 4 thematic areas. So the first one is morphology, if you can open that very quickly. So we invite people to submit their research about morphology, meaning ideas in the methodological approaches to morphological analysis and new finding concerning trends in phenotypic evolution, but also biomechanics, not only for modern humans, but we also invite abstracts about primates, fossil hominins, and there is a space for forensic anthropology as well in the area of morphology. Then we move on to another research area that we invite people to submit to, which is molecular anthropology. So we're talking about stable isotopes, ancient DNA, and paleoproteomics in the context, of course, of humans and human evolution. We also have another topic area, which is material culture. So in this section, we are going to address new findings in cultural anthropology, archaeology, experimental archaeology. We're going to explore the distribution, the technology, and the cognition and the behavior, not only of modern human populations, but also primates and hominids. So as you can see, it's quite broad, the range of topics that we welcome for the conference. Because it's the first year, so we want to be as inclusive as possible, but also because we want to put people who maybe overlap a little bit in their research, but they talk about the research from different perspectives. We want them to come together and see if there is potential for collaboration in the future. The last topic is humans and environment. Here, participants can talk about zooarchaeology, paleoecology, and the influence of climate on past and present human populations, including adaptation and dispersal trends. So these are the four main topic areas. So posters and podium presentations should be related to one of these four areas, four categories, let's say. So when you are going to submit the abstract, we will ask you, can you identify the area that your research is fitting into? So for the program, it's a preliminary program, but we're going to have an opening night with drinks at the Antigua Audiencia in the Parte Alta of Tarragona, which is a very cool building, historical building of Tarragona. So Dr. Antonio Rodriguez Hidalgo will do his opening keynote lecture, which is going to be a little bit about his research path, but also from perspective of what were the challenges and the issues that he dealt with during his life in academia, basically. And then day 2 and day 3 are dedicated to the podium sessions with the 4 research areas I told you about. And then we're going to have something very special we're very proud of, which are seminars and workshops. So we have invited international speakers to create interactive sessions where they will talk about some very important issues. So we have Paige Madison. She's an American writer. She does history of science, really. And she's going to talk about scientific dissemination. So how to create content on social media and web page that can be engaging for the general public. She's very successful. She's writing a book about hominins, and she has a very active Twitter page where she does a lot of dissemination. We have Eleanor Dove. She's going to talk about what can you do if you want to go out of academia. Is there anything I can do with my skills that would be valuable outside of academia? We also have Fatima. She's coming from America, and she's researching about mentoring, the importance of being a mentor, but also the importance of being mentored in a proper way. So she's going to talk about what can we do to improve the relationship between you and your supervisor, and what can you do once you become a supervisor to be a good mentor for your students. I think it's something that for me, like I had a difficult and challenging relationship with my previous supervisor. So I think this is something that it speaks to me quite strongly. We also have Soledad from Transmitting Science. She will talk about stepping out of academia. So once again, what are the transferable skills that you can use if you want to create your own kind of reality outside of academia? We will have Lorena talking about writing grants. So we will talk about the major European grants and what can you do to be successful in the application. And hopefully she can give us some tips about how to improve your writing and application process if you wish to apply to a Marie Curie or an university funding or similars. And then we will have Mariam Beriwete, and she will talk about the role of women in prehistory, how this was misunderstood until very recently, and how we can improve the narrative of women and how they are represented in prehistory. So these are the seminars. Can we go quickly to the submission process? So I'll show you very quickly, sorry, I'm being too long, the submission process. So at the end of the registration page, you have the registration form. The entrance is €50. If you have issues and you are a master student who cannot pay for the conference, just send us an email, we can help. If you have someone who is coming from afar, we have like travel grants and we're happy to give them. So just write us an email. You have a registration form. The abstract is quite short, so you don't need to be very complete in your abstract. If you have preliminary results, that's absolutely fine. And then we have a few questions if you want to participate to the podium and post prizes and so on. And then at the end, you attach your abstract and you submit it, and that's it. Anything more? So that's it. So we hope, we hope you can come. We hope you can spread the word, and we hope you can enjoy the conference. That's it. Thank you.